World Breastfeeding Week is happening from the 26th of July. Some of the photos that you see on this screen there would have been from last year, and we're looking forward to the celebrations this year in Trinidad and Tobago. Joining us this morning in studio to share more about what's going to be happening right here is Aimee Bartholomew, breastfeeding counsellor, lactation specialist and board member of TBATT, and Jada-Lee Lewis, breastfeeding counsellor of TBATT. Good morning to both of you and welcome.
Hi, morning again.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on set this morning, and I see we have a third guest here as well.
Yes, my prop.
Before we get into the conversation of what's going to be happening over Breastfeeding Week, can you share with us a little bit about TBATT and what it does?
Sure. So TBAT was founded in 1977 by Marilyn Stallmeyer. And it was really, I think it was in her little patio, a group of mums that started a support group because they saw the necessity of support for breastfeeding mothers. It was called then TIBS, the Informative Breastfeeding Service, and then in later years it became the Breastfeeding Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So we've been supporting mothers for almost 50 years.
Wow. And what sort of support is offered to mothers from TBATT?
So TBATT offers a number of support services, which are all free, by the way, which is one of the best kept secrets in Trinidad and Tobago, actually. So one of the things that we do is we offer breastfeeding support to moms via our online platform. We have a support group every third
first and third Wednesday of every month.
Yeah, first and third Wednesday of the month. We also have breastfeeding support at our offices on Rush Street. And we also go into the hospitals and do rotations on the maternity ward. So we have breastfeeding counselors on a Saturday on the wards, going through with the moms who have now given birth, helping them to make sure that latch is okay, that they understand some of these signs of baby needing to be fed and some of the things that they need to look out for in the first weeks of breastfeeding. So those are some of the services that we provide.
Wonderful. Now, as you mentioned, you're going into hospitals. I'm assuming that there's collaboration when it comes to the health authorities in Trinidad and Tobago. Who do you collaborate with?
The Ministry of Health. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's the whole World Breastfeeding Week celebration too, is in collaboration with the Ministry of Health. So we really do have their support and we're very grateful for that. They also have their celebrations. They attend ours, we attend theirs, and we really do work together to get breastfeeding, going well in Trinidad and Tobago.
That's great to hear.
Because we have counsellors both in Trinidad and Tobago.
And Tobago,
yes.
Wonderful. So you're nationwide, very important. Yes. So let's speak about the Breastfeeding Week that's coming up. What is the theme for this week?
The theme is
prioritize breastfeeding, create sustainable support systems.
It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. It is a mouthful.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what can we look forward to this week, celebrations in Trinidad and Tobago?
In Trinidad, next week, Saturday, we sort of launch World Breastfeeding Week. World Breastfeeding Week is celebrated every year from the 1st to the 7th of August. So we are launching it a little early. On the 26th, we have our annual walk and breakfast. This year, we have a different venue, which is Bishop Anstey High School. We begin there. Registration is at 7 a.m. and the walk starts at 7:30. Walk around the savannah and we come back to Bishop's to have breakfast. And then in Tobago, it's on the 9th of August. I think it's a little earlier. I think registration is at 6 and the walk starts at 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. sorry, and then they go back to the Esplanade for breakfast.
Yeah. And the fees from this go towards the TBATT, correct?
It's our major fundraiser for the year.
Okay. And what is participation like, not just from mothers, but let's say, society in general?
I think it could be better. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. We usually fill whatever hall we are using, the space that we're using, but I think we could have more mums and babies, pregnant mums, families coming. We have a lot of the RHAs that come and a lot of the health sector. And a lot of our own personal counsellors and their families and so, but I really do believe we need to have more families, breastfeeding families.
Do you see a gap when it comes to the access to information for breastfeeding in Trinidad and Tobago particularly?
Access to information, we all have Google, right? But sometimes that works against us because every new mom will go on and start Googling. What we're trying to recommend and creating sustainable support systems is ensuring that you have access to the correct information, which is why reaching out to a counselor is crucial, especially in the early stages when breastfeeding is now being established. So we're trying to ensure that moms have access to that information, and we do send out a lot of, we have pamphlets, we refer you to trusted websites, to trusted videos, because Dr. Google will really lead you astray.
Yes,
And
there's a lot of misinformation, and it's so easily accessible that you know, we are a really good resource for the good information. You know.
Yeah, and we try to incorporate as well, ensure that families are part of the support system, because it's not only about the mom's breastfeeding. We need to extend that, as the theme says, that to a support system, because once the mom is supported, and breastfeeding will be more successful once you know you have people behind you, because you have granny at home saying, hey, this might not be enough for the baby, you need to do something else. Or as a new mom, you're feeling extremely anxious because you're not sure if you're doing it right. So we ensure, especially when we do home visits, which is another thing that we do. We, if a client wants someone to come home to them, we reach out to counselors within that area to see if someone can do a home visit. And then the entire family as well might be in on the visit to say, this is how you support mom, this is what's happening as well. So we try to, in TBATT, create that support system. That is the theme for this year.
Now, something that is critical as well, because the mental aspect of it, dealing with so many different changes and then having to deal with the daunting aspect of breastfeeding, it really can be a challenge to new mothers. So it's good to know that you do these home visits. What other services do you offer? Do you have maybe like classes and stuff like that as well?
We do. We have, well, we actually do classes, ongoing classes with Serval Life Center, with their classes that teach them a trade and teach them different life skills. So we're doing that regularly for many, many years now. We would like to get into the secondary school system to start planting a seed about feeding, how, you know, how do you feed your baby? What is the best way to feed your baby? And yeah, because they're the future. And most people are going to end up having a child at some point, and so it's good to plant that seed from early. Something that really I think is quite profound, because we have this misconception that the breast milk is not enough, especially in the early days when a mom only has colostrum in a very small amount, and people say, oh no, that's not enough, you have to give your baby something else, it's not going to be enough. But I always use a marble to show this is the size of a baby's stomach when they're born. And so it's something so simple, but yet, you know, it really proves that if you put too much into this marble, you're going to cause lots of problems later on in life. Stretches the baby's stomach, and it can lead to all kinds of issues. So, you know, something as simple as that, and especially showing the grannies and the aunties and people who are not really supportive of breastfeeding because maybe they didn't breastfeed. That's something that really is an eye-opener, that wow, it really doesn't take too much to satisfy that baby. You know, so
this is something that's very important. I mean, when you put something marble, it gives that necessary visual. And I see also that you have a prop with you with us this morning.
I have my baby and my breast. So, you know, don't go anywhere without it when I'm helping a mom with breastfeeding. It's just to show, you know, the proper position, how to get the proper latch, how to be the most comfortable, and for baby to be most comfortable to get that proper latch, because latch is very important.
That's something that you see many times with new mothers as well. There's always this concern, and then I mean, I know of quite a few mothers who did have a problem with latching and would have gone through a lot in order to, whether it even dealt with having surgery and all sorts of things. How do you deal with that? Are there any signs that a mother should look out for?
Well, we try to get them early. We try to encourage them to call us even while they're pregnant, so that we can sort of, you know, get things off to a good start. If we establish a relationship from early, then we can be there from the very beginning, so that, you know, when you get it right from the very beginning, it avoids a lot of issues later on.
Okay, let's go back to the theme for this week. Are there any critical components that we should pay attention to as a society that are going to help us in the future?
For sure. So breastfeeding has lots of benefits, not only to the baby, but for the mom and general health as well. Breastfed babies are generally less ill. When you have moms who are breastfeeding, they would end up taking less sick days because the babies are less ill. So one of the things that we have found, and this is a service that has come up recently, that we've dealt with is moms going back out to work, reach out to us for help. Say, I would like to go back out to work. We want to know what kind of systems and support systems are in place for us at the office. And we would write a letter for them or guide them in saying, this is what we need to be able to breastfeed successfully while we work. So we give them a pumping schedule. We outline for them as well what are some of the things that you need in a workplace. So just a chair, a private space, an outlet, access to a fridge to store your breast milk. And getting that kind of support from corporate is extremely, helps moms to be really successful in breastfeeding and continuing to breastfeed even when they go back out to work. So I think that's one of the more crucial things in even creating support systems. Not only families, but corporate can also encourage moms to be successful in breastfeeding and to breastfeed for as long as they want.
How receptive has corporate been to this? I mean, when you say, sending a letter, this is becoming all very official. We live in a country where, you're just going to go and talk to somebody and you're going to go and find a space and that's it. But now that, letters are going out and that sort of thing, do you have that receptivity from them?
A few years ago, we did a project where we asked moms what are some of the responses from workplaces. And we do have workplaces here that do set up lactation rooms. We have workplaces that don't. And we do, as you have mentioned, have a lot of spaces that you talk to your boss. For instance, when I was breastfeeding, I spoke to my boss and I said, hey, I want to continue breastfeeding. And he said, and we had an open plan space for the general staff. And he said, use my office. So I was able to use his office safely. I was like, boss man, time to pump, And he's like, all right, cool, Jada, go and use my office. And I pumped for a while, use the office fridge. And so you have these kind of informal arrangements, but people need to know beforehand. So it's not a given that you will have access to this space. So once the employer knows, I think in most cases, they are extremely receptive.
Open,
very open, because they don't have the information as well. They don't know what you need. They don't know, is this healthy? But we've also had people say, you could go in the bathroom and pump in there, but would you eat?
That's not acceptable.
Yeah, would you eat your
eat
lunch
in the bathroom?
In the bathroom. This is the baby's food. So generally, once a conversation is had, we have found that corporate are extremely receptive to helping moms breastfeed for as long as they want and use the spaces to continue to pump.
Now, I know we would have mentioned in the conversation earlier, you do go to the hospital, you'll go to the homes, talk to the family. What about going into corporate spaces? Is that also something that is available for education?
Yes. Yes, there's a whole, it's called the Mother-Friendly Workplace. It's a WHO, UNICEF initiative. And yes, I think it's something we really need to start doing because the companies are getting more and more open to it and they just need to become aware. I think it's the education and the awareness that really is powerful and can make a big difference. So yes, that is in the plans of what we would like to do.
Wonderful. Well, of course, you're already doing it, and thank you for coming on to the show to discuss it. One of the main things, of course, we're talking about is Breastfeeding Week, but we can speak about so many other things. But let's go back to the events that are taking place. Where can we get more information to register?
Okay, so on our Facebook page, the Breastfeeding Association of Trinidad and Tobago, we also have an Instagram page. All the information is there. They can call our numbers. Jada, you have...
Our numbers are 708-2991 and 468-5412. And we'll be able to give
those
you
are the cell phone numbers. Our actual office is on number 8 Ross Street in St. Clair, and the number is 628-8234. So you can get information from them too. But the 2 days are the 26th of July in Trinidad and the 9th of August in Tobago.
And just to confirm, I know that there was a mention of registration fee, but that was on the day. So people can walk in and come, or should we register from before for the walk?
You can register before. We will be able to send you the link. There are flyers on social media. It's just $100, $100. And bank transfer. You could come into the office as well. The registration fee actually covers a T-shirt, like this one. And breakfast.
Okay. And in Tobago, I think it's 50.
Yeah. In Tobago, it's 50.
It's 100 in Trinidad and 50 in Tobago.
Yeah.
And this year, the color is green.
Green. Yeah.
Right.
And once we are having breakfast, we will have prizes, we will have giveaways. So it's a fun activity for the entire family to come out as well. We'll have pregnant moms, we'll have toddlers, we'll have daddies. So it's
everybody's welcome. 'Cause
everyone is
breastfeeding
welcome.
is everyone's business. In order for breastfeeding to be successful, we really need support from everybody. You know, not just the mums and the dads and the families, and no, everybody is everybody's business.
It is. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure. All the best to you and the team as you continue to work so hard, and thank you again.
All right, thank you for having us.
It's our pleasure to have you. You do not want to miss, of course, Breastfeeding Week is coming up, and 2 events are happening, one in Trinidad and one in Tobago. Go across the TBATT Facebook page for more information. Stay tuned. The Now Morning Show will be back right after this break.